Hey guys, welcome to the Transformers, your go to channel for deep dives into crucial topics shaping our world today. In this episode, we focus on a subject that directly impacts democracy, social equity, and economic progress, the participation of women in politics, bureaucracy, and governance. Across the globe, the underrepresentation of women in decision making roles has remained a persistent issue. But why does this matter so much? Why should nations prioritize gender inclusivity in leadership roles? We will uncover the multifaceted reasons for promoting female participation, dissect the benefits and challenges, and discuss how their involvement strengthens democratic structures and catalyzes economic growth. From addressing systemic barriers to exploring real world success stories, this video is a comprehensive guide for policymakers, aspirants, and change makers alike. Let's embark on this journey to understand how empowering women in governance can reshape our societies for the better. Segment first, the necessity of female participation. Women constitute nearly 50% of the global population, yet their presence in the corridors of power is disproportionately low. This disparity raises critical questions. How can democracies truly represent their populations without equitable gender participation? The necessity of female representation extends beyond fairness. It's about ensuring that policies and laws reflect the diverse needs of society. Research shows that gender women leaders often focus on issues that are overlooked in male dominated spaces such as healthcare, education, child welfare, and environmental sustainability. These are areas integral to societal well being. However, the barriers to female participation are deeply rooted in history and culture. For centuries, the patriarchal structures have confined women to limited roles, labeling leadership as a male domain. Even today, women aspiring for leadership positions face societal biases, lack of mentorship, and unequal access to resources. The necessity for female participation is not just a gender issue, it's a democratic imperative. Imagine a world where discussions are made by only half the population, disregarding the perspectives, ideas, and needs of the other half. A system can hardly be called representative. That's why bridging this gap is crucial, not just for women but for everyone. Segment 2, Pros and Cons. Let's take a closer look at the pros and cons of increased female participation in governance. On the positive side, female leaders bring unique perspectives shaped by their experiences. These participations often lead to more inclusive and balanced policy making. Countries with a higher percentage of women in leadership roles tend to invest more in public health, education, and family welfare. These investments translate into a stronger, more resilient society. Additionally, women leaders are often seen as collaborative, empathetic, and focused on long-term goals, qualities that are invaluable in governance. However, this progress isn't without challenges. Women in politics and bureaucracy frequently face gender biases and stereotypes. They are often judged more harshly for their decisions, leading to a double burden of proving themselves in environments that are really supportive. Another challenge is the misconception that female participation alone can fix systemic issues. While representation is essential, it must be accompanied by empowerment, education, and the dismantling of societal norms that restrict women's potential. Only then can the benefits outweigh the drawbacks. Despite these challenges, the evidence overwhelmingly supports the idea that the pros of female participation far outweighs the cons. So, how do we create an environment where women can thrive in leadership roles? Stay tuned as we address this later in the video. Segment 3, Advantages and Disadvantages. Moving deeper into the discussion, let's explore the tangible advantages and disadvantages of having more women in politics, bureaucracy, and governance. Advantages: first, enhanced representation. Women leaders ensure that diverse perspectives are considered in decision making. This leads to policies that cater to broader sections of society, including marginalized and under-reserved or underserved communities. Great transparency and accountability. Studies have shown that female leaders are less likely to engage in corrupt practices, fostering more trust in governance. Of three, focus on societal issues. Women often prioritize critical areas like healthcare, education, and environmental sustainability, laying the foundation for long-term societal progress. 4. Economic benefits. Increased female participation correlates with a stronger economies, higher GDP growth, and better resource engagement. Disadvantages. First, systemic challenges. Women in leadership often face institutional barriers such as unequal pay, lack of access to mentorship, and limited networking opportunities. 2. Social stigma. Cultural norms and stereotypes can undermine the authority and credibility of women leaders, affecting their ability to lead effectively. 3. Tokenism. In some cases, women are placed in leadership roles as symbolic gesture without actual authority or influence. These disadvantages are not inherent to female leadership but rather reflect societal and systemic issues. Addressing these challenges require targeted interventions, including legislative reforms, public awareness campaigns, and mentorship programs. Segment 4: Strengthening democracy. Now let's connect the dots between female participation and health of democracy. A democratic system thrives on inclusivity, accountability, and representation, all of which are enhanced by gender diversity in leadership. When women take active roles in governance, they bring fresh perspectives and innovative solutions to the table. This not only improves policy outcomes but also increases citizen trust in democratic institutions. Citizens are more likely to engage with systems that genuinely represent their interests and needs. Furthermore, some leaders often act as role models, inspiring younger generations to participate in public life. This creates a ripple effect, gradually dismantling patriarchal structures and making governance more inclusive. However, achieving this requires proactive efforts, from implementing gender quotas in parliaments to creating safe spaces for women in politics. Nations must commit to breaking barriers. Only then can we move closer to a democracy that truly reflects the voices of all its people. Segment 5: Boosting the economy. Finally, let's examine the economic implications of female participation in governance. Gender diversity in leadership isn't just a moral imperative, it's an economic necessity. When women hold key positions in governance and bureaucracy, they influence policies that promote economic equity. For instance, women are more likely to advocate for maternity leave, equal pay, and childcare facilities, policies that enable gender workforce participation for women. Moreover, countries with higher gender diversity in leadership often experience higher GDP growth and innovation rates. Diverse leadership teams are better equipped to address more complex challenges, fostering creativity and resilience in governance and business. But this potential remains untapped in many parts of the world. Addressing gender disparities in leadership is essential not just for women but for economic progress as a whole. By empowering women, we unlock the full potential of our societies, creating a more prosperous future for all. Conclusion and call to action. In conclusion, the participation of women in politics, bureaucracy, and governance is more than a question of equity. It's a critical driver of progress, from strengthening democracy to boosting economic growth. Gender inclusivity has far-reaching benefits, but achieving this requires collective effort. It's time for governments, organizations, and individuals to prioritize gender diversity and dismantle barriers together, we can create a world where leadership truly reflects the diverse voices of humanity. What are your thoughts on this issue? Share them in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Transformers for more thought-provoking content. Let's transform the world one discussion at a time.
But we have failed to a certain extent in the implementation of these programs.